Howdy out there, folks. Today we're going to take a quick look at Imprint's new release of The Beast, a late 80s Soviet Afghanistan war film set in a tank, starring, among others, Jason Patric and Stephen Baldwin. Directed by Kevin Reynolds, of course, was most notable for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Waterworld. But this flick is pretty damn good. I gotta say that Kevin Reynolds does have talent, even though obviously those two films are much maligned. It was surprising, quite frankly, how much I enjoyed this film, and it was largely due to the wonderful performances by the cast. And I think that for those who like Fury, the more recent Brad Pitt tank movie with Shia LaBeouf, I feel like this is actually a better film. It has no special, effects per se, other than just the practical effects you see on screen, and it's really quite compelling. It's got a great score by the same gentleman, I think Mark Isham, who scored The Hitcher, the original Hitcher with Rutger Hauer. And cinematography is gorgeous, so lensed and scored expertly. And again, what I like about it is that it shows Afghanistan in a manner that is not expected when it comes to a war film set in Afghanistan in the 80s. I think what comes to mind, of course, is Rambo 3, which is just an abomination. It was just such a piece of jingoistic trash. This film actually gets at some of the humanity going on in the war, and I think it really tells a compelling story. Now, obviously, you're going to have to get over the fact that they cast American actors who are speaking in English with no attempts to have like a Russian accented English. So, that part you just have to let go and just, go along and follow the drama, get into the drama, knowing that that's a sort of a caveat. And there are times when I think you'll be watching it and thinking, wait a minute, these are Americans. But they are in fact playing Soviets, and it's a, like I said, a surprisingly compelling film. I had never seen it before. This was a blind buy, and Imprint just does a great job with their releases, by the way. There's Jason Patric, and then you've got, let me just pull this out here. I still haven't figured out my tripod situation, so this is why production has definitely suffered of late. But it's really just a compelling piece of cinema, and it shows that Kevin Reynolds actually is a pretty good director when he has the right material. Definitely recommend it. It's Stephen Bauer and George Zunza, who is a good character actor who I've seen in a bunch of stuff. I immediately recognize him. He plays the sort of leader of the tank, captain or whatever his rank is. But and he's sort of Ahab-esque. But I just like the fact that they cast I'm not sure if he was Afghanistan. I'm sure he wasn't. But there was a Muslim Afghanistan who was actually in the tank with them, fighting with the Russians, and there was some really interesting moments between that character and Jason Patric's, and it pays off in the second half of the film. I really enjoy this flick. I think that it's definitely one of my, it's immediately catapulted to, certainly probably the top 10 war films that I've watched. It's quite good. And the picture quality, I'll say, is good, but there are still some scratches that you notice. I don't think this was anything based on a original camera negative, brand new transfer sort of thing. It's just a 1080p high def transfer, and it looks good. And the sound is great. I think the audio is fantastic, actually. Filled the room, and the score was quite on point. But and the other point I want to make is that it has a making of feature-length documentary that is included on this disc as well, and it's actually longer than the film itself. And apparently, it's quite interesting. I have not watched it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. So check it out. It's The Beast, and highly recommended. Kevin Reynolds directed film, late 80s, want to see 1988. And actually Imprint does a great job with that. Yeah, it's 1988, because all of their films, they put the year of the film's release on the spine, which I like. So there it is. Hope everyone out there is well. Please take care, stay safe, be kind, and keep watching good cinema.